Students, let's discuss the next question. For a reaction PCl5 in equilibrium with PCl3 plus Cl2, if total pressure of equilibrium mixture is P and the degree of dissociation of PCl5 is alpha, the partial pressure of PCl3 is. Partial pressure can be calculated using the equation. One is PV is equal to nRT, where P is the pressure, V is the volume, N is the number of moles, R is the gas constant and T is the temperature. Or else even you can calculate the partial pressure by using the equation. Partial pressure of a gas is equal to number of moles of that gas divided by total number of moles at equilibrium into total pressure. Since in this equation they have mentioned the total pressure, we will go for the calculation using the formula. Partial pressure of a gas is equal to number of moles of that gas divided by total number of moles into the total pressure. Let's try to solve the question, guys. The equation is PCl5 in equilibrium with PCl3 plus Cl2. Total pressure is mentioned and the total pressure is given is P and degree of dissociation alpha is given. What is this degree of dissociation? Degree of dissociation is nothing but the amount dissociated for 1 mole. So they have given it as alpha. Let us try to solve it. Initial moles of PCl5 given. Okay, let us consider the initial moles of PCl5 as 1. PCl3 and Cl2 will not be present. So let us consider the amount dissociated as well as the amount that is formed during the reaction. So since they have given alpha is the degree of dissociation and we have considered as 1 mole, so the amount of PCl5 dissociated will be alpha. If you look at the equation, if 1 mole of PCl5 breaks, you get 1 mole of PCl3 and 1 mole of Cl2. If alpha is the amount that has undergone dissociation, then amount of PCl3 and Cl2 formed will be alpha and alpha. Then at equilibrium, the remaining moles. We had started with 1 mole of PCl5 and alpha dissociated. So the amount of PCl5 at equilibrium is 1 minus alpha. PCl3 will be alpha and Cl2 will be alpha. Now, we require the partial pressure of PCl3. As I said, partial pressure of PCl3 will be equal to number of moles of PCl3 at equilibrium divided by total number of moles into the total pressure. The number of moles of PCl3 at equilibrium is alpha divided by total number of moles 1 minus alpha plus alpha plus alpha, 1 minus alpha, 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 and the total pressure they have mentioned it as P, so into P. So minus alpha plus alpha, so we end up in getting alpha divided by 1 plus alpha into P. So the answer is P alpha divided by alpha plus 1, hence option A is the right answer. Students, the next question is, in which of the following Kp is less than Kc? Option A, N2O4 in equilibrium with 2NO2. Option B, 2HI in equilibrium with H2 plus I2. Option C, 2SO2 plus O2 in equilibrium with 2SO3. Option D, N2 plus O2 in equilibrium with 2NO. Students, we know a relation between Kp and Kc. The relation between Kp and Kc is Kp is equal to Kc RT raised to delta N, where delta N is number of moles of gaseous product minus the number of moles of gaseous reactant. We will try to utilize this equation and we will try to solve the problem. You know that Kp is equal to Kc RT raised to delta N, where delta N is number of moles of gaseous product minus the number of moles of gaseous reactant. Now, for option A, so the number of moles of gaseous product is 2 and the gaseous reactant is 1. Hence, delta N for option A is 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1. Hence, for this equation, Kp will be equal to Kc into RT raised to 1. So, Kp will be Kc into RT raised to 1, that is Kp will be greater than Kc for this. Let us try for option B. For option B, delta N is equal to number of moles of gaseous product is 2, number of moles of gaseous reactant is 2, so 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. So Kp will be equal to Kc into RT raised to 0. Anything raised to 0 is 1, so hence Kp will be equal to Kc for this reaction. But so we are supposed to find the equation in which Kp is less than Kc. Let us try equation option number C. Delta N for third equation or option C is number of moles of gaseous product is 2, number of moles of gaseous reactant is 2 plus 1, 3. So that will be equal to minus 1. So Kp will be equal to Kc RT raised to minus 1, that is nothing but Kc divided by RT. So hence Kp will be equal to Kc divided by RT. For this equation Kp will be less than Kc. So hence option C is the right answer. So students, the next question is, at a certain temperature, equilibrium constant Kc is equal to 4 into 10 to the power minus 2 for a reaction N2 plus O2 in equilibrium with 2 NO. If we take 1.5 mole of NO and 2 mole of N2 and O2 each in 5 liter vessel, what would be the equilibrium concentration of NO? Now guys, they have given us the value of Kc, they have given us the moles of N2, O2 and NO, and they have asked us to calculate the concentration of NO at equilibrium. To solve this problem, first we need to predict whether the reaction is occurring in a forward direction or whether it is taking place in a backward direction. Why we need to find these things? In the last problem we didn't find these things whether the reaction is forward or backward direction. Why? Because here they have taken reactant as well as products. So we need to find the direction of the reaction. How to find the direction of the reaction? Direction of the reaction can be determined by predicting the QC value. QC, I mean the reaction quotient. Now, what is QC? QC is the same as equilibrium constant, where the concentration of reactants and products need not be equilibrium. By calculate equilibrium concentration, by calculating the value of QC, you can easily predict whether the reaction is occurring in a forward or a backward. So once we predict the reaction is occurring whether in a forward or backward reaction, then we can predict whether the products are getting converted to reactant or the reactants are getting converted to product. Let us try to find the value of QC first. Concentration, that is reaction quotient QC, is equal to concentration of NO raised to 2 divided by concentration of N2 into concentration of O2. That is equal to concentration of NO raised to 2. Now that is the number of moles of NO that they have given divided by the concentration. So they have given 1.5 mole of NO, 2 mole of N2 and O2 each in a 5 liter vessel. So the concentration of NO will be equal to, so 1.5 divided by 5, because the volume of the vessel is 5 liter square, divided by concentration of N2. N2 is 2 mole, 2 divided by 5 into O2. O2 is also 2 divided by 5. Now, if you calculate these things, so you will get answer 0.5625. So this is the value of QC. That is, it is same as Kc, but the concentrations are not the equilibrium concentration. By comparing this value with the Kc value, the Kc value given is Kc is equal to 4 into 10 to the power minus 2, that is, it is equal to 0.04. If you compare QC and Kc, QC value is greater than Kc. Now, the reaction takes place such that the QC becomes equal to Kc, that is, the concentration, that is, the value of QC should decrease. When the value of QC will decrease, the value of QC will decrease if the concentration, that is the numerator, concentration of NO decreases. For the concentration of NO to decrease, the reaction should take place in a backward direction. Hence, backward reaction is favored. So guys, in this equation, the backward reaction is favored. Since we have come to a conclusion that the reaction is taking place in a forward reaction direction, that is, the product formed will give back the reactant. Let us write the equation once again. The equation goes like this: N2 plus O2 in equilibrium with NO. Initial moles given, that is the moles that they have taken, that is initial moles taken. They had started with 1.5 mole of NO. So I will first balance the equation. It becomes 2 NO, 2 moles of O2 and 2 moles of N2. That is moles reacted and the moles formed. Let us consider that since we have come to a conclusion that NO reacts to give N2 and O2, so let the moles of NO reacted, I will take it as 2x. If you look at the reaction, if 2 NO reacts, we get 1 O2 and 1 N2. So if 2x reacts, you get x N2 and x O2. Now, then the number of moles at equilibrium. At equilibrium, the number of moles are 1.5 minus 2x. Why minus 2x? Why? Because NO reacts to give N2 and O2. So the concentration or the number of moles of NO decreases. O2 and N2 are formed, so the number of moles of O2 is 2 plus x. This is 2 plus x. We require the concentration at equilibrium. Concentration is nothing but mole per liter. Since we had taken a 5 liter vessel, so the concentration will be 2 plus x divided by 5. 2 plus x divided by 5, 1.5 minus 2x divided by 5. So we are supposed to find the concentration of NO at equilibrium. That is, we require the value of 1.5 minus 2x divided by 5. To calculate this, we require the value of x here. How to calculate the value of x? They have given us equilibrium constant Kc is equal to 4 into 10 to the power minus 2. That is, they have given the value as 0.04. So we know that Kc can be related as concentration of NO raised to 2 divided by concentration of N2 raised to 1 into concentration of O2 raised to 1, that is equal to 0.04. Concentration of NO raised to 2, concentration of NO at equilibrium, that is 1.5 minus 2x divided by 5 the whole square divided by concentration of N2 and concentration of O2, that is 2 plus x divided by 5 into 2 plus x divided by 5, that is, I will take it as 2 plus x divided by 5, the whole square is equal to 0.04. Now, I will take the root of this. If I take the root of this, and I get 1.5 minus 2x divided by 5 divided by 2 plus x divided by 5 will be equal to 0.2. So on simplifying, you get the value of x is equal to 0.5. Now, we require the concentration of NO at equilibrium, and concentration of NO is equal to 1.5 minus 2x divided by 5. So concentration of NO is 1.5 minus 2x divided by 5. Why it is minus? Because the reaction has taken place in a backward direction, that is equal to 1.5 minus 2 into 0.5 divided by 5, that will be equal to 0.1. Hence option B, that is 0.1 molar or 0.1 mole per liter, is the right answer.
ಡಿಯರ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್, ನೀವು ದಿವಿಗೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ಗೂ ಹೇಳಿ, ಇದೇ ಥರ ನೂರಾರು ವೀಡಿಯೋಸನ್ನು ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿ.